Hey, welcome to Dinner by Don. Tonight we're doing a Brazilian shrimp and fish stew. And we're going to put that over a wild rice and long grain arborio rice um, combination there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start pureeing. I have 14 ounces here. This is a half a can of a 28 ounce. So it's 14 ounces of a whole tomato, peeled tomatoes. All right, with the juices. Got a medium-sized onion here. All right, coarsely chopped. And the recipe calls for a quarter cup of cilantro. We have flat leaf parsley. Okay. And what else are we putting in there? I gotta look at my recipe real quick. Yeah, we're gonna add a little salt. So we're gonna do a little sea salt. All right, this is Himalayan sea salt. We're going to puree this down about 30 seconds. This is probably to about a salsa. Yeah. All right, good. I think it's perfect. We're going to take that, and we're going to be sauteing up some pepper. So you got 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Alright, I have 1 green and 1 red bell pepper. We're going to saute these. And the addition that I'm putting into this stew doesn't call for it, but I'd really like it. As I got 2 small carrots here that I thinly dice. And I have some more additions that I'm going to add to it outside the recipe. We're going to put these in there. Again, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cracked black, right, not too much because we got Old Bay seasoning coming also. That's what the seafood's been marinating in the fridge. So we're going to let these cook down probably about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we're going to put the tomato mixture in there, and we'll put it all together, and then we're going to add some coconut milk. All right, we'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna pour this tomato mixture in now. That's that tomato, onion, and flat leaf parsley. That was mixed with a little bit of salt and cracked black pepper. Now we're gonna saute this down a little bit. We're gonna reduce this a little bit until it gets not dry. We're going to reduce it a little bit down, and then we add our coconut milk and begin our stew. So here's what I'm adding. I actually took the shells from the shrimp, okay, and added some onion and some celery. And I'm just going to make myself a little bit of a seafood broth here. All right. Now, there's also some Old Bay in there. I know we're steaming up here. That's part of live video. But what I want to do is I want to, thank you, Boris, put this together. This is going to help season my stew, I think. I'm not big on following recipes 100%. So we're going to add this. The liquid for the stew, of course, is this coconut milk, and we're going to add that with some of this broth. And we are reducing now about another 2 minutes. So it's almost reduced down. Now the other addition I'm adding, and again, I'm just thinking, I'm trying to beat this recipe a little bit. I added 2 thinly sliced stalks of celery and 2 thinly sliced scallions, and I really like, I'm thinking the end product. I want to make sure I got some celery in there. I really like celery when we're talking about seafood. And although we have onion in there, I think the scallions are a nice add. So Let me give this one more minute. We're going to get a little drier, let it cook down a little bit, and we're going to add our milk. Okay, I'm going to add, this is 14 ounces of our coconut milk. Now, I've never really cooked with coconut milk at all. I don't even think I've ever tasted it. But I tasted a little bit of it. It's not crazy. It's not super coconutty. I'm not a big coconut fan, but it's really creamy and a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of acid to it, of course. And my addition to the recipe here is going to be this this reduction here. This is the shrimp broth that I made from the shrimp shells. Okay, and just 3 ladles of that, just to give it a little flavor, and I can always add more later. All right, so I want to bring this to a boil. We're going to bring this up to high now, and get this baby boiling. We're going to get this thing boiling across the entire pot, and once it is, we're going to add our seafood in, and we're going to turn off the heat, and let the seafood just cook in the heat. So here's our seafood. This is the recipe called for a pound of shrimp, peeled, deveined, tails removed, so on and so forth. Called for codfish or firm fish. I have striper. So this is the last of my striper from the fall. And what we did is we tossed this in 3 cloves of finely minced garlic, and some salt and pepper. All right, so I'm gonna take this. This is probably about a pound and a half of striper and pounded the shrimp there. So that's going to go in there. I'm going to mix this well so that it's distributed real evenly. And the whole idea here is to not overcook that fish, not overcook those shrimp. So we got a nice boil going here. We've got our seafood really distributed well. Don't want to stir it too much because I don't want to break up the fish. Alright, so I got that going there. And how are we going to cook this? Well, the essence of the recipe really is to not overcook that fish. And how do we do that? We're going to turn the heat off. We're going to cover for 15 minutes. We're going to let it sit. One thing I forgot, 2 tablespoons of lime juice. So one of the ways to do this type of stew is actually marinate the fish with the salt and pepper and garlic and lime juice. Almost like a ceviche. But it has a tendency to really toughen up that tender seafood with that lime juice in there. So we're adding it now at the end here to brighten it up a bit. So I'm going to put together our rice. This is the rice medley I had. Now I've got to give kudos and credits to Anna when we ate over my buddy Scott Ellis's house, and Anna made some great rice. And I said, "Hey, what is this?" And she said it was a Trader Joe's basmati wild rice mixture. So we're going to take a pan here. We're going to put basically 2 tablespoons of butter in there. Heat that up. And we're going to heat that up with a 2-to-1 ratio. It calls for either consomme or chicken broth or water. Of course, we're going to use the chicken broth. Absolutely, right? And then we're going to put 2 full cups of this rice in there and make that and then cook that down. Now, of course, that's unsalted butter, and this is our rice mixture that's in there. You can see it's nice. It's got the wild rice in there with the long grain basmati rice. So we're going to simmer this now, bring it to a boil, and then simmer it for 20 minutes, and it should be done. Okay, so real quick, you've seen me do the sous vide before. So we have chicken breast here, and I just kind of marinated the chicken breast in some salt, pepper, and some of this here onion salt. I'm gonna put some of this onion salt in here. We have 2 tablespoons of butter, and we have some garlic already. A little bit of this onion salt here. All right, we're gonna put that in there. We're gonna add ourselves a little bit of flour. All right, we're gonna make ourselves a little roux. Okay, and well, the girls don't like seafood, so we're gonna make them a little lemon garlic chicken. So we're gonna squeeze some of this lemon in there. All right, so this is juice of about half a lemon. We'll let that cook down, and then we're going to put that in we're going to slice our chicken up and saute it a little bit and put that on top of it. Put that over the rice. So I got that nice chicken breast here now from the sous vide, and we're going to finish it up here in a hot pan, some oil and some of that lemon garlic sauce. We'll let that cook down and put that over our rice, and we'll be done. So here's that rice that we were talking about, that basmati wild rice mixture from Trader Joe's. I'm going to put that down. Looks really nice. It really does. I'm excited about it. And my fish stew. This is the Brazilian fish stew put together with shrimp and fish. And just ladle that over my rice. Wow. Let's take a look, Mayor. Fresh parsley. So the recipe calls for this pepper sauce, but I'm just gonna put a little Old Bay on there. Give it a try. We got our striper here. Unbelievable. A little bit of shrimp. So the key is I didn't actually cook this fish in anything more than just off the boil stew. Made the stew, put the fish in there, put the lemon juice in there, and it's really, really something special. I was a little afraid with the coconut milk because I wasn't sure what it was going to taste like, but you know what? It just made it creamy. It added a brightness to it, along with that lemon juice. And the fish, this is beautiful. So Brazilian shrimp and fish stew over wild basmati rice. Until next week, bon appetit. So this is the girls' dinner. I know we started with a little something here, so I want to make sure they get some of this rice too. And you can see what I did my chicken from the sous vide. All right, so we just finished it off because the sous vide cooked it to about 140 degrees. And we just finished it off. I sauteed a little bit in some olive oil and a little bit of that lemon garlic sauce there. All right. Just going to drizzle some of that over this. How's that look, Mara? This is your dinner.
Very
yeah, a little lemon garlic sauce. Nice and bright. That there. And of course some fresh veggies. All right, so we got green beans. And we got some carrot sticks in there. Beautiful. So dinner for the girls, in addition to my fish stew tonight. Good night. See you next week.